Yo guys, I'm Yellow, a Norwegian hardcore PC gamer, and today we are going to talk about and take a serious look at the timer for the bomb and such things in Counter-Strike. I guess this is like a mix of a serious look gaming science and criticism towards Valve, because the timer change in matchmaking but also pro player for LAN, Valve-sponsored events and such things, it's ridiculous, alright? Now, other things that are ridiculous, quickly about the gameplay, this is right after the R8 got introduced. I had a blast, was able to hit a lot of skilled shots, but also ridiculous shots with the R8. Hopefully you won't see too much of the smoke bug, which still have not been fixed. Hopefully they will get on towards that, because smokes in the replay mode are just desynced to high hell, you know, when they're supposed to fade. But anyways, let's talk about the bomb timer instead, and smokes in another juncture, or avenue rather. So the bomb timer in matchmaking used to be 2 minutes for one entire round and 45 seconds until the fuse lit the bomb and blew up the objective. Now that's a pretty long time. That is also not the regular old-fashioned and 15-year ongoing rule set that is in place for professional play, which has been set to 1 minute, 45 seconds, and 35 seconds until the bomb blow up. Now, I like that because it's strained a lot of the players, and it makes it so that the quick thought and quick planned out, and also incredibly just skilled in terms of speed, players of that kind of avenue, they will obviously be able to have a kind of couple of advantages, which thus means that even if there could be a benefit towards making rounds longer in a lot of different ways, it makes it so that the game in that avenue at least makes it so that, you know, the skill ceiling is a little bit higher. It might have been lowered a little bit, but not necessarily with this introduction. So I'm kind of sort of, you know, 45-55 split on whether or not it's positive or negative. Now, that being said, the main objective with this change was to make it so that smokes are not as powerful. The two prime examples would be if you're playing on Dust 2 or Inferno. On Dust 2, it would be if you're T side, you're able to take the B side effectively and quickly, swiftly as well, and you've got a couple of smokes in which blocks up the CT side completely. A lot of times, the CTs just save because they can't really do anything. Meaning that if you could make that go away to a certain degree, that would be pretty good. Most people have recommended the smokes to get just nerfed and make it so that they don't last as long, which would probably fix it infinitely and instantly. All the things that you can do right here would be to help out the Inferno boys as well. Let's say that T-side want to rush up Banana. That's pretty much impossible if they're running into like 2 nades, a couple of Molotovs, and a couple of smoke grenades, meaning that you will not just stop dead in your tracks, but you will get wrecked as well. These things obviously that had to get balanced out a bit because they're incredibly powerful on these maps, and only the smartest and most skillfully, but also the most lucky or intelligent players would get through, which, well, I don't dislike that. Yeah, it's probably a little bit too powerful when somebody can just dominate in this fashion. This is where Valve jumped in, and they were like, you know what, we are going to increase the timer for the bomb, and also for the total round time, in which that would probably fix the problem, right? Now, this is where my criticism part of this video begins, because dealing with this is actually incredibly easy, meaning that you need to ease in towards fixing this kind of problem, which you can't really do if you're going to set an entire new standard for how you play matchmaking and professional LAN play, right? I mean, it doesn't really make too much sense, and the reason for this is because of how you can easily compensate for this. You know, if you're going to time down a couple of smokes in which you want to throw to Banana, just wait a couple of seconds. If you truly want to be able to maybe make that B take on Dust 2 work out as a terrorist, maybe you just have one of your guys push out if you're plenty enough men, and he will get all the necessary information towards calculating when you need to throw that extra smoke. It's not rocket science to be able to compensate for 5 seconds, especially if you got like 2, 3, or maybe 4 smoke grenades that you need to toss down, in which it kind of sort of easily nullifies, at least on the strategic level, this entire patch. And thus the criticism of Valve here begins. Like, it seems like they're incredibly unskillfully towards being able to predict whether or not something is going to be OP. The CC, the R8, the revamping of the Deagle, AUG, and the Tech 9, did I say? Yeah, all have been just insane. It has always been pissing the community off, so maybe Valve should add and hire a couple of people to do these kind of things for them, because obviously there's a couple of screws loose with these people in terms of dealing, especially with Counter-Strike. The rest, though, they're incredibly skilled at, and for that, hopefully, we will get more adjustments to Counter-Strike, because these kind of changes, instead of just getting the smoke chains, for example, that would be pretty silly. I mean, ease in on it, you know, cut off 1 in 1 second, and find a working middle ground. Don't just fucking blow everybody out of the water and get them pissed, right? It makes no sense. But then again, that is just my take on all of this. Hopefully you enjoy this video, and hopefully you will enjoy the new timers in matchmaking, because, you know, it's not as time-wasty. Here are 2 related videos if you want to get better or more educated on Counter-Strike. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. You know, I'm broke as fuck, so that would be nice. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. Have a nice day, and don't get beastified when you play.